In this video, we're going to talk about a big prospect the Mets have that might be getting called up very soon, and this video starts right now. Friday, Mets general manager Billy Epler talked to the media, and they asked him questions about the Mets prospects, Mark Vientos and Ronnie Mauricio. Now, interestingly enough, Mark Vientos has been raking. I mean, both of them have been hitting like crazy since they got sent down to AAA. They've actually played really well. They had very good spring trainings. They got a lot of time to play. Obviously, with the World Baseball Classic, both Vientos and Mauricio played a lot, as well as Alvarez and Brett Beatty. And as you know, Vientos got a bit of a cup of coffee last year. Late in the season, he got some at-bats in September. He had a home run. He looked a little bit, not quite ready for prime time. Now, Vientos has been a power bat in the Met farm system for a few years now. And he was always the youngest player on every team that he's been on. But now he's in Syracuse. Right now, he's hitting .354 with a .431 on-base percentage, .771 slugging, and an OPS of 1148. That's on-base plus slugging. Just incredible numbers with 9 home runs, 9 doubles, and 26 RBIs. And of course, Ronnie Mauricio is doing a great job too. He's got an OPS of 1,000. So they're both, supplying a lot of power. I know that Mauricio last night on Friday had 3 more hits. He had a triple in the game for Syracuse. So these guys are very, very close to the major leagues, if not ready. If the Mets were a bad team, a team that wasn't expected to contend, they would be here already. But because the Mets have veteran players, and the fact that these guys, you could give them a little bit of time to play on a regular basis every day, that's why they're not in the major leagues. Now, what's interesting in what Billy Epler said last night was that he sent in Carlos Beltran. He's sending Carlos Beltran to Syracuse. As you know, Beltran returned to the Mets as a special assistant to Billy Epler, and he's back at the Mets organization. He's a special assistant to the general manager, and he goes to wherever they need him. And right now they're sending him to Syracuse, I guess, to see if these guys are ready. Beltran has a reputation of being very good with talent. He's sort of a a guy that can sense talent and a major league player. He's well thought of in the game. So the fact that Billy is sending him up there speaks volumes about the Mets situation. As you know, in the first month of the season, the Mets have been shut out 6 times. They only were shut out 8 times all of last year. So this team is in need of offense. Now, they won last night, 1-0. But, you can't be scoring 1 run and expect to win. They did not score a lot of runs in Detroit. They lost 2-0 to the Tigers on Thursday, and Justin Verlander's season opening debut. But this team has been struggling offensively along with the pitching staff. But they need to start thinking about calling these guys up, especially if they can help them. I am not too enamored with some of the veteran guys here right now. I know the fans booed the hell out of Tomas Nido last night because he had a bad game. He had a bad game offensively. He had a bad game defensively. He didn't look good last night, and he's been a pretty good Met the last 2 years, but he looked terrible in that game last night. And I know the fans. I know I want to see Alvarez play every day. He needs to play every day. I know that the Bucks started Nido last night so he could catch Senga, but you can't afford to have no production behind the plate offensively. And Alvarez has picked it up quite a bit over the last few days, and he looks like he's turned the corner offensively to where he can produce, game to game. And I think we just want to see him. I think we've seen enough of no production behind the plate over the last few years, really since Wilson Ramos left. They haven't had any production behind the plate offensively anyway. Defensively, they were pretty good last year, but as you know, McCann wasn't that great blocking balls and catching balls. But I know a lot of people want to see Alvarez, but Vientos, where would he fit in? And that was kind of what Billy was talking about. Where would he fit in with this Met team? The Mets have Tommy Pham. I don't think he's going anywhere. They have Mark Hanna. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't think he's going anywhere. Eduardo Escobar, I think, should get a little more playing time, just at least a DH spot, and play him a little bit at second. But it's going to be tough to fit these two guys in. But they're going to have to figure out how to do this because they're not getting any offense. Daniel Vogelbach. Daniel Vogelbach is a guy that's supposed to produce home runs. He's hit 1 home run in the first month of the season. That's unacceptable. It's pathetic. He's getting on base. He's hitting for average, but he is there for power. He's got 1 home run. You can't have... And the Mets moved the fences in at Citi Field. Can Vogelbach do more than just take a 3-2 count? Is that why he wears number 32? He's a 3-2 count guy. I don't like guys that keep their bat on their shoulder at 3-2, especially when the guy's supposed to hit for power. Great OPS, great batting average for probably the highest batting average he's ever had, 275 or whatever it is. But you want power out of that spot, and they're not getting it from him. Vientos has power, we know that. His reputation is a guy to hit a lot of power. And Ronnie Mauricio's has hit for a lot of power down in AAA. He had a lot of home runs in spring training. He had a huge Dominican Winter League. As you know, he was the MVP of the Dominican Winter League. So these guys, they provide power. This team needs power. And they need offense on this team. You can't have a DH with 1 home run. This is like last year, before he got here. You can't have this. So hopefully we'll get some good news over the next few days. They'll figure out what to do with Vientos and Mauricio, because these guys can't be sitting down there wasting their bats when they could be up here doing well. We've seen what Brett Beatty's doing. Brett Beatty's been terrific. His defense has been solid. He's had very good at bats, I got to say, and he's got tremendous power to left field. I mean, he drove the ball late in the game to left field for a double. It was fun to watch. Guy's got tremendous power from one end of the from one side of the field to the other side of the field. So he's exactly what they said he was, and he takes a lot of pitches. He really knows how to work the count. And Alvarez, he still needs some more work, but I'm fine with him, and he's got to play every day. They both have to play every day. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. There'll be plenty of stuff coming up. Thank you, and I'll see you later.